Hey, Tyga Rush here. Welcome back to my channel where I help new coaches launch and scale their businesses online to six figures and beyond. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 rookie mistakes that new coaches make. About 90% of new coaches do these things and it causes them to fail. And I'm saying this because in the beginning, I committed pretty much every single one of them. And I want to make sure that you avoid this pitfall as well. So the first thing that I see new coaches do that causes them not to be able to get any traction with their coaching business is actually trying to serve everyone. So I know that you're really talented. You have a lot of skills, and your skills could really apply to anyone. Like you could really help people with their relationships. You can help them with their business, their mindset and all these different things. But what ends up happening is, I don't know if you've ever I'm from the South, so I love sweet tea. And I don't know if you've ever had some iced tea, some sweet iced tea with ice cubes in it that you left sitting out maybe in the sun or on the table for a bit too long, and the ice cubes start to melt. And then you get all excited and you go and grab that cup of nice, cool, sweet iced tea, and you turn the bottom up, and then it's all watered down, and you literally end up pissed off. Well, what ends up happening is when you try to speak and help everyone. So the problem isn't that you can't help everyone. The problem is that the marketplace is so crowded, it's so loud with so many people online, trying to market their coaching, their products, their services. And if you aren't speaking like laser focused, potent message that picks up on the conversation that the person is already having in their mind, what they're struggling with, then it kind of just blends into the background and you end up watered down. So it waters down your messaging. So even though you can help everyone, in order to be able to be noticed, so when you speak to everyone, no one hears you. So if you speak directly to a single person, they're able to help you. So I use an analogy of imagine that there was a study done. So there was like a study done where people were going through emergencies where someone needed to call 911. It was like a group study of like group dynamics. And what they did was they paid some actors. One was injured and another person ran over and was like, hey, help, call 911. And they were studying how the group responded. So like as people were passing by and people were like, oh my goodness, and they ran over to help, a group started to form and look around to see if everything was okay. Now, what they saw was whenever the person who was helping, the downed, injured victim was saying, hey, somebody call 911. It actually ended up that a huge percentage of the time, like no one ended calling 911. Not because they're bad people, but just because everyone, like the consensus after they were interviewed later was like, why didn't you call 911? And it was like, well, I thought that somebody else was already on it or doing it, so I didn't want to call also. So what ends up happening is because you're speaking to everyone, no one actually hears you. But it was found it was a significant difference whenever that same instance, when people started to gather around and it said like, hey, you in the red shirt, call 911. That person immediately was like, oh, okay, and they would go do it because they're speaking right to them. So with your messaging, who you're targeting, if you're able to speak right to their pain, to their specific thing, the stuff that they sit up at night about, the things that humiliate them, you're going to grab their attention. It's going to be potent. And when you try to speak to people all in general, it's going to be that watered down iced tea. So the next mistake that I see new coaches make is thinking that they need logos, websites, and funnels just to get started. They're under this impression. I had a potential client on a sales call, could definitely help her with her business, but she had this limiting belief. I asked her, what was the thing, she wanted to hit 10K a month. I was like, what was the thing that you feel is standing between where you are and where you really want to be? And she replied, and I was pretty much floored, and she was like, well, I haven't been able to get my logo done. And I was like, your logo? Think about it. Like, I have invested in, at least at this point around just under $70,000 worth of coaching and business training and mentorship and courses myself. And not once have I ever been like, ew, I was totally about to invest in this program. I mean, but look at their logo though. Like, I don't know. I'm out of here. Like, that's never happened. What people care about is their transformation. They care about the result that you can get them. Once you're already starting to make money and you have your offer validated and you're established, then it makes sense to start to do these things such as branding and logos and websites. But in the beginning, the main thing that you need is sales. You need revenue coming in the door. The next thing that I definitely goofed on in the very, very beginning, and it cost me, probably six figures for sure, was thinking that I could do it on my own. I spent so much time trying to do things by trial and error, trying to just thinking that I could go buy free lead magnets and YouTube videos and put together a six-figure business. I mean, think about it. These days of time, because of the internet, we're able to start businesses for cheaper and grow them larger than any other time really in history. But let's just stop and think for a second. Does it make sense to be able to start a six-figure, multiple six-figure, seven-figure business without investing any money or without getting any help? No, right? So that's one of the biggest things I wish I would have done sooner, was actually get the proven plan. So I would have been where I am right now faster. And I would have got there even more effectively. I probably would have an even larger business than I do right now. The fourth mistake that I see new coaches making is not actually doing their market research, or kind of feeling like, man, I wanted to do this type of coaching, but there's other people that are already doing it, so I'm kind of out of luck. And in reality, what it is that you want to see competition in the niche that you're picking. The internet has been around for quite a while now. So pretty much everything that can be done or tried as far as online business has pretty much been tried. And the things that doesn't work, kind of like just like evolution, the strongest survive. So the business models that don't work end up dying off, and the ones that do end up surviving and reproducing, and there ends up more competition in the marketplace. And I want you to really understand that there is a abundance of money, of clients. There's people having the type of problem that you like to solve and you are passionate about solving, you're good at solving every single day. Someone needs relationship coaching. Someone gets into a relationship, out of a relationship, starts a business, starts a diet, wants to improve their health, wants to improve their mindset. Every single day, there's always going to be an abundance. So don't feel like just because someone else is already doing what it is that you're doing successfully, there's no room for you to be able to do it. I mean, think about it. If the only people who could do coaching was people who were already successful, then the only coach around would possibly be like Tony Robbins, and everybody else would be out of luck. But obviously that's not the case. When I would start to worry is when you pick a niche that actually no one else is doing. It feels like, almost that great idea, like, oh my goodness, this is gonna crush it, this is gonna kill it. Like nobody else in the world is doing this. That's a red flag. But the only way you're going to really know that is by doing your market research and understanding exactly what the marketplace needs. Like, because you can't create desire in the marketplace. Your goal is just to take desire and problems and pain that's already out in the marketplace and direct them onto your products and your services. So the fifth mistake that new coaches make when it comes to starting their online business and scaling it up is trying to start with paid ads. So the first thing you really want to do is actually validate your offer. Get someone to give you money in exchange for help solving a problem that they have. Because if your messaging isn't dialed in, it doesn't actually convert your ideal client and get people to give you money. Throwing a whole bunch of money at paid ads is just going to scale a message that's not making you money. So it's kind of like polishing a turd, if you will. Or I like to usually think of paid ads as like gasoline on a fire. So what happens if you start pouring out gasoline and you don't have a fire? You're just making a mess. So if you don't already have an offer that is converting without paid ads, with just free lead generation strategies, with free marketing techniques, then turning on ads is just making a mess. It's just burning your money. So with that being said, I actually have a program called the Coaching Black Box that walks you through all of these things. It walks you through nailing down your ideal client, who it is that you serve exactly, and who it is that you don't serve. So you have those boundaries and you're able to know exactly what you deliver to your clients, how you deliver it, how you price it, how to get consistent, steady flow of people who are already pre-sold and interested in what it is that you do. And then I show you the sales techniques of how to close them and get them to give you pay you premium private prices for the coaching services that you provide, so that you're paid what you're worth and you're able to create that lifestyle of freedom and impact legacy that you really desire. So if you're interested in that, the link is going to be down in the descriptions below. And what I want you to do is make sure that you hit that like, the subscribe button, and that bell to get notified of any videos I release in the future.